poison that threatens our future. And the other choice is a true leader. John McCain is going to Washington to work for Joe the plumber. And people like my sister's family who owns a service station, and so many of you who own small businesses and want to raise your family with government on your side, we'll get there. Millions of Americans struggling to sustain a small business. You know, we want to cut taxes because we think that Joe the plumber and others who are working so hard are the backbone of the American economy. That is the fundamental of our American economy, the workers, the small businesses, and that is strong. Now, our opponent wants to raise taxes because he thinks like that other Joe, that longtime senator from Delaware, that other Joe, where they think that government is the solution. I disagree with that. I think the government too often is the problem. And we need government put back on your side so that our businesses and our families can keep more of what they produce and earn, and then you prioritize, you reinvest in your priorities. Again, that is how jobs are created and our economy gets moving again. So in this election, the choices. Okay, the choice between the two tickets. One ticket will never tolerate voter fraud. The other ticket won't disavow a group that is committing voter fraud. In this election, you have a choice between inspiring words and inspiring and trustworthy deeds that come from John McCain. Now, North Carolina, the choice is yours to make. And I'm here to ask you, are you ready to help us carry this state to victory? Are you ready to make John McCain the next president of the United States? And are you ready to send us there to shake things up in Washington? You know, for a campaign that talks a lot about the future, our opponents sure are looking back to the past, pointing fingers in the past, and they do that because in the past is where you find blame. But John McCain and I are joining you and looking to the future because that's where we find solutions. They look to the past because they would rather you think that they're running against the current administration, but that strategy is really wearing thin. As John reminded Barack Obama again last night, if he wanted to run against George Bush, he should have 4 years ago. See, this year, the name on the ballot is John McCain, and America knows that John McCain is his own man. He is the maverick. Was from an enemy prison camp to the halls of Congress. John McCain has always put his country first.
That's right.
He's the only man in this race who talks about the wars that America is fighting, and he isn't afraid to use the word victory.
All right.
If you notice, our opponent goes on and on in speech after speech about the wars that America is fighting, and it sure would be nice if just once Barack Obama could say that he wants America to win. John served our country in uniform for 22 years, and he spent 5.5 years as a POW. He has met great adversity in his own life and in the service of his country. He knows how tough challenges are overcome, and he knows how to win a war. And as the mother of one of the troops in Iraq, he's exactly the kind of man I want as a man